Hello, ChaoShaoBao, and today we have a new ChaoTime. So, I actually recorded yesterday, and I was gonna edit. I almost finished, and I was gonna upload it, but then today we have some new events, so I guess we're gonna do it again. For this week, we have Vow Journey. Again, very simple. Do all these tasks every day for 4 days. You get Oath Pack 50 diamonds, and then 5 deluxe bentos, and then 1 oath ink. So very good. And Crazy Ambition. Now this is going to be a team up, raid up. So for all these skins, you'll have a limited times odd up. They don't say it for these higher levels. I hope that's just a bug since they updated it since last time. The other ones are going to be drink up. So this is going to be a pool with Huangshan Maofeng tea and then Sichuan hot pot. Oh, you have to confirm with embers. Oh my goodness. I don't think it's worth it. But let me see the probability. Yeah, 3.01. I personally will not go for this. Huangshan Maofeng tea. Huangshan Maofeng tea. I'm sorry. It's at 1.2%. So if you want to collect from, then go ahead. But also beer and osmanthus cake are here. Now, osmanthus cake is collection only, but beer is really good for world boss and damage. Man, I really want to pull in this one, but I am saving for Longshi Kirtam, so I will not be pulling. However, if you want to, go ahead. Again, rate is 3.01%. And then Gate of Trials, Minestrone. So if you have him at 2-star, you can unlock his artifact. Go for the attack speed node after tier 1 if you want to use him, but his artifact is not that impressive, so I wouldn't go any farther than that. Cappuccino. It's just collection, don't go over the artifact at all. Harvest Diary, we have a mixed fish soup. So do all these, you'll get some very nice rewards. And if you want to summon mixed fish soup, then you have to unlock the super seal for $10. We also have Hearty Drink, I'm sorry. And this is going to be for ginger milk pudding. So this is going to be a delivery event. For these, again, you want to make sure you use a skewer as your supervisor. Public orders do not give out the treasure chest, I believe, and private orders are basically guaranteed to give you a treasure chest. Now, for these private orders, the order in which you send them will determine which treasure chest they will receive. So, what do I mean by this? So, Niho's a fellow food fantasy player. He's really reliable. He has a theory. His theory is that the first private order that you send out will be a 30-minute one, but then the second one you send out will be a 8-hour one, and then 4-hour, and then 2-hour, and it'll reset. This means that it doesn't matter at what order they come back, it just matters on what order you send them out. So, using this information, you can probably try to manipulate or plan out your day with which order you send out your private orders. That's an interesting theory that Niho has, and it's probably right, considering that it is not always RNG and the order does repeat after a while. So you can try that out. Nihos is very reliable. He's always been on top of things and he's very smart, so I trust him. For the rest of the tips, of course, if you already have your party drinks full, then doing orders is good, but you do not want to claim your orders because then you will not get any more of these. So only claim them basically one at a time, as long as you have space, and of course reserve your 8-hour ones for after you sleep and reserve your 30-minute ones and 2-hour ones throughout the day. Okay, I think that's all the tips for this event. But yeah, good luck with this. You need 50 of them for this wonderful thing. It is possible without buying the pack, but you need to be very, very efficient with your time. Okay, other than that, I'm really sad I just forgot to do my dailies yesterday, so I'm gonna probably buy crystals with it after Cordy. But other than that, Devouroth. There are 3 things you need to take with Devouroth. Those are gonna be your tank, your dispeller, and then your invincibility healer. So if you don't have any of these, don't worry, they're optional, but they will help quite a bit. So for number 1, your tank, you need to make sure that your first unit that will be hit is a unit with around 5k to 8k HP. This is going to be the sweet spot for your tank. Most HP it'll have to survive the battle, but also the least amount of HP that your healer will need to keep up with the healing. The second thing you'll need is going to be a dispeller. So Rum is also going to be my dispeller. She's only at 4.5 HP, but that's okay. Dispel basically is used for Devouroth's Harden. So if you go to Devouroth, you'll see that he has a boss skill called Harden, and it's going to raise his defense significantly, but it can be dispelled. So defense, what it does is that it decreases the amount of basic attack damage that it will take. I'll show you what I mean by this later, but basically you need to know that dispelling this hardened ability is really good for your damage. So we have crits, we have massive damage, reducing target's maximum health. This is again really annoying for your tank, so you need to make sure that it has a pretty decent HP pool. Intimidate, this is going to insta-kill your tank if it's below 25%. and so it's really difficult to keep this one. So you need to make sure that your healer is doing its job and it's not being overworked. Now Daze is going to be deal massive damage to all enemies. This is basically an AoE bomb. I'll give the timestamps, and so if you can use your invincibility at those times, which is why you need the third unit, the healer, to have invincibility, then it will be greatly beneficial for your whole team that it won't take any damage, because these AoEs are like 95+% to all your allies. That's going to be your main team. So you can see here in my team comp that I have my Dispeller, Rum. I'll leave up other Dispellers. So another example of an invincibility healer that you're probably going to use if you don't have Candy Cane is Tangyuan. So Tangyuan is good having synergy with Mooncake, since then you can determine when the Link skill is placed, so you can time it with the nuke times. However, the only thing bad about Tangyuan is that she's a really mediocre healer, especially without her artifact. So what I'd suggest, maybe if you're going to run Tangyuan, is bring a secondary healer. Maybe Sweet Tofu, probably Sweet Tofu. Something with AoE healing that can keep up. Yeah, that's it. So 3 DPS preferably. So actually I'm going to go 4 because my Rum is going to double as both the tank and the CC. So I'm gonna go there, and then I'm gonna use double scoop for my final DPS, just some filler DPS, and then confirm. And then for your blessing, you're gonna choose Crazy Flames for your one day that you want to do really good. But for the rest of the days, you're gonna go not Thunderous Rain, oh my god. You're gonna do Revived Soul. Heat Burn is not gonna help very much. I think people say increase like 5 to 15% of your damage, but Crit Flames is a lot more stable and consistent with the damage increase. So we're gonna choose Revive Souls. Let's confirm. Let's go in, and then I'll tell you why defense is really annoying. So here, of course, I'm going Rum for energy. And oh, there we go. When that blue's defending up, then my allies, their basic attacks. So do you see my Martini, for example, when it does that bow thing? Not the jump one. The jump one is the skill, and also this one is the energy skill. But the regular bow shooting, this one is called a basic attack. And so you'll see that many of your teams will mostly be doing basic attacks. And so when Devouroth has that blue defense thing up, that means these basic attacks deal much less damage. So that's a really big issue since most of your attacks are basic. So what you want to do is dispel it as soon as you can. Obviously my Rum is being really dumb right now and is not dispelling, but it's okay. That's the thing you want to get rid of so that you can maximize your damage to the full extent. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is that this is Devouroth specific. You may want to run it on ×1 speed instead of ×2. Why is this? Devouroth has a weird lag, so if you play it on ×1, your basic attacks and steals, they will be counted normally, rather than when you're doing it with ×2. Because with ×2, it lags a little bit, so your attacks may not be counted. So it's a lot more reliable to do it on ×1. Of course, this means that it's going to take longer to do your Devouroth, but it is worth it for the damage. So if you're right before top 500 in the rankings, and if you notice that ×1 might help you more, or if you're really close to those rewards in the Devouroth thing, then you can try to do ×1 instead of ×2 to help increase the damage. Another thing, for example, if your invincibility is going to be used very soon, and you know there's going to be a nuke very soon, but you don't know if it'll make it in time, you can try to use ×2 to make your invincibility go off later than it normally would, so that it would cover over the nuke time. So those are like little things that you can do to min-max, but other than that, it's a really simple boss, but it takes 12 minutes, so it's going to take a long time. Alright, so I'll show you guys my damage after, but I think that's it. So again, Harvest Diary, make sure you do your things. Oh, and after this video, I'm going to be releasing a Martini video, showcasing it, my Martini over Sky Showdown. And so I put some tips in there and like me judging other people's teams. So tell me if you want more of that type of content, or tell me if you want it shorter, if you want live commentary versus the little text that I will put up. You'll see what I mean. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will get that kata video done. And let's do our spinny spin spin. Miku Kim, okay. I love gachas. I love gachas so much. Gachas, gachas, gachas. Show me mercy, galaxy, please. Okay, so I think this person might have a thing for gachas. I don't know though. They didn't really make it clear. They should probably clarify. But anyway, yeah, they have really good souls. They have the margarita skin. That was the same format as the ginger milk thing person that we have right now. But yeah, so good luck with the events. I will see you all next week.